I was just looking at this very special glass that I have. It's from 1953, and 1953 makes me think of 1977. 1977 was a big year for theatrical releases. That year brought us Close Encounters of the Third Kind, Annie Hall, and a movie that I don't think I need to even mention by name. But we'll get back to 1977 a little bit later, because that particular movie was not only the biggest box office hit of 1977, but one of the highest earning movies of all time. But I'm thinking of a 1977 movie that was a box office contender against that particular movie. We'll come back to that a little later and see if you can guess what movie it is. But for right now, I'd like to go back to 1953 for this very special glass, which is themed to Howdy Doody. This is a real treasure in my collection, mostly because it was given to me by my very good friend Mike. And I know you're watching, Mike, so here's to you. This Howdy Doody glass kicked off an entire collectibles genre or category, which is character drinking glasses, and that's what we're going to talk about today. Howdy Doody, of course, was the hit children's TV show, definitely the first hit TV show designed for children, and one of the most popular children's TV shows of all time. It was on NBC, premiered in 1947, and ran until 1960. One of the sponsors was Welch's grape juice, and in 1952, I think they were trying to figure out what would be a great premium that would tie in with Welch's grape products and also really appeal to children. And they came up with this idea of having a glass jar of jelly that, when it was empty, would make a great drinking glass. A stroke of genius, because it really worked. The first set was in 1952, and that was themed to circuses. There were 6 glasses in all, themed to the circus, because Howdy Doody was really themed to the circus too. For example, drinking grape juice is Seal's favorite act, and that very cleverly tied in another Welch's product. These glasses were a big hit because the very next year, in 1953, another set of 6 were released, and that's what this one is from. These were themed to musical notes. So we have music up here, musical notes, and this one says, "Hey kids, hip hip hooray, Welch's leads the parade each day." And we have Howdy Doody himself, Clarabelle, the clown, and Flubadub, who was one of the favorite characters, very fanciful. He was made up of 8 different animals, so he was one of the puppet characters. Another fun aspect of these glasses is you got a treat when you got to the bottom. You were having your jelly and bread sandwiches or your peanut butter and jelly sandwiches and using up the grape jelly, and when you got to the bottom, you realized that there was a character embossed on the bottom here. I'm sure this is hard to see because it's transparent, but this is Princess Summerfall Winter Spring, a favorite of all the dads watching Howdy Doody. So there was a lot of value and a lot of fun associated with these glasses. Again, as with the first set, the second set in 1953, there were 6 different designs, and then these designs were in different colors. In the 1960s, Welch's Grape Juice became a big sponsor of the Flintstones, which of course was a big hit on ABC. And when Winston Cigarettes, yes, that's right, they were a sponsor of the Flintstones when it premiered in 1960, Welch's became the top sponsor, with all the Welch's products, including Welch's Grape Juice, which was a favorite of Pebbles Flintstone. When you watch the episodes today, they don't have the commercials, of course, but you still see Pebbles asking for grape juice. That's what that's all about. And of course, there was Welch's Grape Jelly. So again, there were Flintstone designs that when the grape jelly was used up, they became glasses. There were 3 different sets of Flintstone glasses, 1962, 1963, and 1964. 6 different designs for each one. The Flintstones glasses were extremely popular and are very collectible today. Then, in the 1970s, Welch's had a tie-in with Archie Comics, in which they used the Archie characters on the Welch's grape jelly glasses. These also were extremely popular. The Archie show premiered on CBS Saturday morning, and that was a huge hit, and it was on for years. Sabrina the Teenage Witch was added in 1970, and then she got her own show. So these glasses were actually tying in with two very popular shows on CBS Saturday morning. There were two sets of Archie glasses, one in 1971 and then again in 1973. These were enormously popular, and they're very collectible today. So Welch's went on doing character glasses. For example, there were several sets of the Looney Tunes characters from Warner Brothers, Bugs Bunny and Friends. But an interesting thing happened in the 1970s. The way the glasses were being manufactured changed, and the glass was much thinner, not as expensive to produce, and the caps no longer fit on as well. So sometimes when the caps were taken off, they broke the glasses. Obviously, you can't use a broken glass as a drinking glass. So Welch has abandoned that idea for quite some time. It was revived in the 1990s when the manufacturing process was changed again, and a way was found to safely put on the lids. So the 1990s saw a whole slew of drinking glasses that, although not as popular as the vintage ones from the 50s and the 60s and the 70s, were still very popular. And they had the added element of full color. There were officially licensed Disney characters at this time, a set of Mickey Mouse glasses that were tied into the release of the video, The Spirit of Mickey, which was 1998. And then there were even the Peanuts characters in a set of glasses in 2001, and I actually have one of those here. There were 7 scenes, 7 different glasses, because it says here, collect all 7 fun scenes. And as you can see, full color had been added and really makes them fun. So this series was called Peanuts Comic Classics. Now, the whole category of character drinking glasses was very popular with fast food for obvious reasons, because if you're going to a fast food place or a fast food type restaurant, you're obviously going to get a drink. So what better way to draw people in, letting them know that their favorite characters are going to be on glasses that are collectible, because you're going to get a drink anyhow. And of course, at the top of the fast food game is McDonald's. Over the years, McDonald's has released glasses with characters from Batman, Peanuts, and even Disney. The thing about McDonald's is, of course, they have their own line of characters, starting with Ronald McDonald, and these are the McDonaldland characters. Ronald McDonald was introduced in the early 1960s, and then in 1971, McDonaldland appeared with all those favorite characters. So there were several sets of glasses. Now, Ronald McDonald was, of course, the most popular of the McDonald's characters. He's their Mickey Mouse, if you will. So naturally, he was on collectible drinking glasses. Here we have Ronald, wonderful art with full color. Here on the back, to give it some variety, we have line art. In this case, it's No Swimming Filet-O-Fish Lake, and we have the apple pie tree, and of course some kids enjoying. And Ronald is playing leapfrog, looks like, and he's jumping right into the lake for a good swim. But since there was this whole line of McDonaldland characters aside from Ronald, there was a whole other set of characters. And this was in 1977. So there were these 6 glasses that were available with different characters. And one was available every week. But if you wanted to buy the whole set, there was this wonderful McDonaldland gift pack in this cardboard carrier. One thing I thought was interesting is that there's this great handle here, but someone did not think of making this the golden arches, as was done with the Happy Meal boxes. So you can see here, here's the golden arches as the handle. So somebody missed a bet there, but perhaps they didn't think about it because the Happy Meals came along the next year in 1978. This was 1977. So we take these out, we can look at the different characters. Here we have Big Mac, who is the chief of police, everyone's favorite, Mayor McCheese, the Hamburglar, Grimace, and Captain Crook. These characters were lots of fun, and this particular series of glasses was called the McDonaldland Action Series because each of these characters is involved in some sort of action. Here we have Big Mac even on roller skates, so there's really some fun scenes here. Now, since this set was available in 1977, that brings us back to that year and the question I asked earlier. What movie released in 1977 was a big box office competitor for Star Wars, or as that particular 1977 movie has been renamed, Star Wars Episode 4, A New Hope. Well, of course, it was none other than Disney's own The Rescuers. That animated feature was a smash hit the same year as Star Wars. Now, in the United States, as much money as The Rescuers made, it could not catch Star Wars. But overseas, it was a different story. And in fact, in France and West Germany, The Rescuers was the #1 movie of the year, outdistancing Star Wars with no problem. So, Bernard and Bianca versus Darth Vader, no contest. One of the reasons for The Rescuers' success was, of course, a promotional push from Disney, and that always includes tie-in merchandise. Rescuers character glasses. Now, this whole set of glasses, 8 in all, was available at Pizza Hut, and it was a big promotion. There were television commercials. It was advertised all the time, and this undoubtedly helped make The Rescuers a big hit at the box office because it helped introduce these new Disney characters to the audience. Of course, Pizza Hut serves Pepsi, so the Pepsi logo was on each of the glasses. So it was sort of a 3-tier promotion because these glasses promoted The Rescuers, Pizza Hut, and Pepsi. One glass was released every week for 8 weeks over the summer of 1977 while The Rescuers was in the theater. So a very effective promotion. And the wonderful thing about these glasses is the art is so well done. The characters are in color. Here's Penny. But to make them a little more deluxe, not only is their character art on the front, but on the back is a whole different pose, also in color. So each of these are really quite wonderful. In addition to Penny, we have Orville. There he is, kind of crash landing, as he's known for. And they even have this great little swoop to show that he's coming in from the sky. Here we have Brutus and Nero. And on the back, Madame Medusa is hugging them, so it's tying in with another character. Very clever. Here's Madame Medusa herself. And here she is on the back holding Penny's teddy bear. And if you look very closely, you'll see the devil's eye diamond. So that's sort of a visual treat there. A little surprise. Here we have Evinrude, everyone's favorite. And on the back, he's looking a little more tired as he gets from all his exertions. Rufus the cat. The art is just wonderful. And we have the star of the film, Miss Bianca, with the note that came in the bottle that Penny threw into the water. And on the back, she's shown with her co-star, Bernard. Of course, Bernard gets his own glass, Miss Bianca's co-star. I really like this art because someone had the clever idea of not showing him in his traditional costume, but in this really cute rain slicker, and with him holding a lantern from the sequence in the film where they visit the zoo and it's raining. I think it's so clever to show him in not the expected outfit that he always wears, which of course is under the raincoat. And on the back, he's with Miss Bianca. also wearing her rain gear. So that's just an overview of some of the collectible character drinking glasses that have been issued over the years. There's lots of others. There is, of course, from Pizza Hut E.T., that was an extremely popular set, and many, many others. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Please remember to like and subscribe, and come back soon for more new videos that will undoubtedly have you saying, now that is restaurant quality lemonade.